Okay, so welcome back. Okay. Okay, let's do guided practice activity, the second type. Okay, so the second type here is guided practice activity. It's supposed now students don't have a problem with the accuracy, don't have a problem with the form. Okay, we move to another type of activity is guided practice. And here students use the target grammar structure, but at the same time allow somehow to personalize the language. Okay, and share somehow, not completely. Okay, so now they master the form, they don't have a problem with the form, they can use a grammar structure. Okay, and I can give them a chance, maybe a little bit, to personalize the language. Okay, but not to a great extent. Okay, because this will happen in the free practice activities. Okay, in guided practice activity, I can do this activity with the who don't have a problem with the form. If they don't have a problem with the form, I can use guided practice activity. Okay, so okay, so let's start. Number one is story chain. Okay, the first one is a story chain. It's a guided practice activity, and I like this activity. In fact, I use it in my classroom many times. It's supposed to put students into groups, and in each group we have to say a story. Each student have to say a sentence, and the next students say the student's sentence and his own sentence. For example, let's do that together. The first student, for example, will say, my name is Sarah. I play the piano every day. So here I have present simple. So let's talk about our daily routine, or what I usually do every day, for example. Okay. So here I'd like my student to say sentences about themselves using this target grammar structure. So the first student says, my name is Sarah. I play the piano every day or every Monday. The next one will say the same sentence about his friend. After that, he will talk about himself. Okay. So he will say, her name is Sarah. She plays the piano every Monday. After that, we'll talk about himself. My name is Ali. I play football on Friday. The third students will say, her name is Sarah. She plays the piano every day. His name is Ali. He plays football on Friday. My name is Hana. I cook every day, for example. Okay. So the next one will say, her name is Sarah. She plays the piano every day. His name is Ali. He plays football on Friday. Her name is Hana. She cooks every day. My name is Mona. I visit my grandparents every day, and so on. Okay. So I'd like to do that with you. Let's start. Okay, we can do story chain. Let's do that in the past. For example, what did you do yesterday? So yesterday I called my friend. Who wants to say next?
Yesterday she called her friend.
Talk about yourself.
I cooked the fish. Yesterday I cooked the fish.
Exactly. Okay, who will be the next? We need a volunteer.
Yes, Miss Hana. Yes, Miss Hana started a call yesterday. Miss Noha cooked a fish, and I visited my mom.
Exactly, yes. Who will be the next? We want another volunteer. Who wants to share? Huh? Who can add another sentence? You can type it down. You can write it down in the chat box if you want, if you don't want to speak. Okay. Okay, the next student. Does anyone want to share? Okay, the next one will say she cooked, she called her friend yesterday. She cooked the fish yesterday. She visited her mom yesterday. And I,
Went to Cairo.
Watch the movie.
I
went
went
to
to
the
Cairo. I traveled to Cairo. Yes, exactly. And so on. Okay, so this is a story chain. So I invite my students to working groups to say sentences using the target grammar structure. Okay, and so on. Okay, this is a story chain. I use it in my classroom. It's really enjoyable. Okay.
Yes, it's enjoyable, and we can practice it in many patterns of grammar, such as adverbs.
Yeah.
It will be, yes.
Yes. I ran quickly yesterday. For example, you can use adverb here. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, that's right. You can vary the grammar structure, and it's enjoyable. It's a speaking activity, and it's all about the memory because it's supposed to remember all my students.
Challenging, yes.
Yeah, this way make your students keep focused. I have to pay attention to remember what my students said because I repeat it again. Okay, this is the first one. It's story chain. The next one, two truth and a lie. We used to use this activity in the very beginning when we meet a group of people or a group of teachers for the first time.
It.
Remember that? Yeah. As a warm up or as an icebreaker. You can use it to practice grammar structure or grammar items with your students. It's supposed to tell your students, write down 3 statements about themselves. 2 of them are true and 1 is a lie, is false. Okay. After that, each student will stand up and tell us the 3 sentences about him or herself. The other students try to guess which one is a lie. Okay, and here they have to use the grammar structure, the target grammar structure. For example, if I'm talking about the past, so yesterday I cooked fish, I visited my grandparents, I watched TV. So two of them are true, and 1 is a lie. So the other students try to guess and tell me, yes, I think you didn't cook yesterday. It's a lie. I think, yes, you watched TV, you cooked the fish, but you didn't visit your grandparents. So this is a lie, okay? So here the students themselves will use the target grammar structure while speaking about these sentences. So this activity is 2 truth and a lie. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, let's practice with the past also. So who can tell us 2 sentences about themselves in the past, using the past, and we will guess which sentences are true and which one is a lie. Who wants to try?
The third one is not in the past?
No, all of them are past, but 2 are true and 1 is false. It's about you.
Yeah.
Okay, you can try. You can tell us what did you do yesterday, but one of them it's not true, it's a lie. For example, I traveled to Cairo. No, in fact, I didn't travel, but I said that I traveled to Cairo. I watched TV, I read a book. So what is really a lie? That I didn't travel to Cairo.
Yeah.
So let's try that. Who can tell us 3 sentences in the past about herself, and we will guess which one is a lie.
Okay.
Me. Yeah.
Can you start or me?
You.
Okay, Rahda,
Yeah.
start.
That you like. I can wait for you.
Okay,
No, to start you.
okay.
Okay.
I will follow you.
I can say that I am English teacher. I am from Norway, or I must use best.
It's supposed, okay, let's use the past. This is the task. Let's use the
Let's
past.
use the best. Okay. Okay. I was born in 1987. I am working as an English teacher for 30 years, and I lived in Minya.
Okay, what do you think? Which one is a lie?
I'm asking you.
Yes, 30 years is a lot.
It can't be 30. It can't be 30 years.
Yes.
It's obvious.
Yeah, just 5 years.
Okay, I must make the lie.
Yeah,
يعني انا لازم اسهلها عليهم
difficult.
برضو هم
No.
يعرفوا اللاي منين.
make it
لازم
difficult.
يبقى
Yeah,
فيها
because now we are
trick.
teachers. No,
فهم من التريك
because yes, make it
can
tricky,
guess
Rahda.
the lie.
Yeah, make it tricky. It's supposed to be challenging. Yeah, because we are teachers, not students.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to try again? Do you want to try again?
يلا يا علياء.
Okay, Alia, can you speak?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. Can you share with us 3 sentences about you? About what did you do yesterday, for example? Tell us 3 sentences about what did you do yesterday?
Because I'll put you علياء.
No,
Because I'll put you.
just to give me a moment to be focused something. Okay, Ragda, give me up.
Okay, Miss Hannah, give her time.
Okay, take your time. Take your time, Alia, into that. Noha, are you ready?
Yeah. Of
Okay,
course.
go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Yesterday I went to my school. I bought some fruit. I visited my uncle in the countryside.
Okay, I'll start. I think the lie is you visited your uncle in the countryside. I think you didn't.
Yeah,
visit
you are
your
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so you bought fruit.
Yeah. No. I didn't visit my uncle.
You didn't visit your uncle, but you bought fruit.
Yeah. I
And
bought
you
some
went
fruit.
to school.
I went to my school. Yeah.
Okay, what fruit did you buy?
What?
What fruit did you buy?
Peach
And
and orange.
peaches, yeah, and orange. Okay. بالهنا.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Noha. Thank you, Noha. Okay, Alia, are you ready now? Alia, are you still here? Alia,
Yeah, I'm with you.
okay. Are you ready?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, I saw a movie. I saw a movie, and played with a piano. And the last thing I slept. I slept in 10 hours.
You slept 10 hours. Okay.
This is a lie.
Does anyone want to guess which one is a lie?
She didn't sleep 10 hours.
She didn't sleep 10 hours. Is she right, Alia?
Yeah, I miss sleeping really.
Yeah, I think.
hours.
Alia, by the way, has a little baby. I think she can't sleep 10 hours.
Yeah, I know. So I said that.
Yes. So, Alia, is that right? You didn't sleep 10 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is why. Yes, thank you, Alia. Thank you, Noha. And thank you, Raghda. So this is the activity, two truth and a lie. And as you said, you can change the target grammar structure and ask students to use this grammar structure to tell us about themselves. As you see, here we have a chance for students to speak about themselves, okay? This number 1 and 2, story chain, and two truth and a lie. Let's move to another one, guessing game and quizzes. Guessing game, I'm sure that all of you did this activity in your classroom. It's a guessing game. The students have to find out what a mystery object. It can be in a bag, in a box, or it can be a picture or a card of an object, or who a mystery person is. It can be a job, for example, by asking yes, no question. So you can attach a card to the board. Students can't see this card. This card has a picture of an object. It can be an animal, food item, job, transportation, a subject, whatever, okay? And divide the students into groups, and they have the chance to ask yes, no questions. But yes, no questions related to the target grammar structure. For example, I teach can and can't. I can run, I can't swim, I can walk, I can't fly. So you can show a card of an animal, and you ask your students to guess what's this animal using yes, no question. For example, can it swim? Can it fly? Can it jump? Okay, can it walk? Or you can say, does it have, this is a structure, does it have wings? Does it have 4 legs? Does it have 6 legs? And so on. So you ask your students to use certain target grammar structure, okay? For example, using colors. Is it brown? Is it green? Like for, if I'm talking about food item. So is it green? Is it big? Is it small? So you can ask, you can allow your students to ask yes, no question to guess the item. Okay, so of course the faster group is the winner. Okay, so this is the guessing game. I think you use or you did this activity, I'm sure. Am I right? Okay, have you used this activity before in your classroom? Yes or no? You can type in the chat box. I'm talking about a guessing game. To show a picture, but your students can't see it, and ask them to ask yes, no questions to guess what is the object is. So did you use this activity before in your classroom? Yes or no?
Yes, I use it, but by simple ways.
Yes. Yeah, Alia, you can control the item, sorry, the grammar item or the grammar structure. So I think when you use can, it's easy. Yes, no question are, is it big? Is it small? And you can use color, as I said. I think, yeah, the question can be simple or not, according to the student's level. Yes. Okay, so this is for guessing game. Number 4, quizzes. And I'm really, I really like this activity. While preparing the session, the students have to write general questions about history or geography. Students are divided in 2 teams to ask each other questions. I'd like to explain that. For example, I'm teaching comparative adjectives. Longer than, taller than, shorter than, bigger than, smaller than, or the superlative, the smallest, the youngest, the largest, the longest, the shortest. So I have to put groups into teams and prepare questions using the target grammar structure. For example, if I'm teaching superlative, they can write what is the longest river in the world. What's the smallest capital city in the world, for example, which is taller, Cairo Tower or X Tower, okay? When did they build the Cairo Tower? If I wanted to use the past, okay? Not only comparative and the superlative, okay? So when did they build the Cairo Tower, okay? Which one is bigger? For example, Cairo or Alexandria, okay? So you can relate grammar structure with history and geography, okay? And especially in Connect and Connect Plus, we have scientific lessons. It's related to science, geography. You can use this information to practice the grammar structure. So you divide your students in 2 teams or groups, 3 groups, for example. Each group prepare questions for students. And after that, they ask this, the question to the other groups. For example, when I ask you, what's the longest river in the world? So the other group will say, the longest river in the world is Cairo is bigger than Aswan, for example. Cairo Tower is taller than. They built the Cairo Tower in. So they use the target grammar structure in asking and answering this question. And this question related to history and geography, okay? So I think it will be funny. The information itself can be false. Maybe our students don't know when did the Cairo Tower began or built, okay? When did they build the Cairo Tower? So they can't know this information. So, but I'm caring about the target structure. So they built the Cairo Tower in. So we are not sure about the date, okay? The point is, it's all about the grammar structure. Students practice using the grammar structure, okay? I really like this activity, quizzes, okay? So here we have 4 examples of guided activities: story chain, 2 truths and a lie, guessing game, and quizzes, okay? What do you think? Which activity do you think that you can try in your classroom? Story chain, 2 truth and a lie, guessing game, or quizzes? Alia, you said guessing game.
With younger, yeah.
Yes.
With younger learners.
Okay. I'd like you to do a guessing game with you now. I have something on my left. Can you guess what is it?
Sorry, say it again.
Again, I'd like you to practice guessing game with you now. Okay.
Okay.
So I have something on my left. There is something on my left. Can you guess what is it? Ask me yes questions only.
On your what?
Is it metal?
No, it's not made of metal.
It's soft or hard?
Sorry, Alia.
Yes or no questions, or can I ask anything?
No. Yes, no questions only. As this here, guessing game.
Is it soft?
Yes.
Something is soft?
Yeah, it's soft.
Okay.
Is it made of leather?
Leather? No, it's not made of leather.
It's a certain?
It's a? I can't hear you, Alia.
You have this thing in your leg or where?
Is it gold?
Ask yes, no questions only, Manar. Ask yes, no questions. So instead of what color is it, you can ask me, is it green? Is it blue? So not.
Is it gold?
Gold? No, it's not gold.
It's long or is it long or something short?
It's
Do you write with it?
no,
Do you write with it?
no رغدة. It's short.
Short. What's the short and the soft? Okay, it's not your hijab, I think.
It's not my hijab. It's next to me on my left, on the left.
On the left. Curtain.
No, it's not a curtain.
Is it made of wood?
Okay, I'll give you a clue. It's a toy.
Toy?
Yes.
Like a teddy bear?
Is it a doll?
Yes. Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Oh, I can't see it. No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God,
Hello
little
Kitty.
kitty. Oh my gosh.
Hello Kitty.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's a present
I'm
for
the
who?
winner.
Yes.
So I'm the winner.
Yeah. Yes, Alba. Thanks a lot. Yes. Thank you. So you can do this activity with your students. I think it's suitable for young learners. And
Yeah.
we have a lot of lessons about the animals, food items. So you can use this activity to let them guess while asking questions. Yes, no questions only. Okay. Okay. So this is guided activity. Okay. Let's move to the type number 3. Remember what's the type number 3? We talked about controlled and guided. Number 3.
3
Yes.
to practice.
Yeah, that's right. 3 practice activities. Yeah, that's
Activities.
right. And here it's all about fluency and using the grammar structure, speaking and writing. Productive skills. I have to use the grammar structure in improving productive skills. Here students have the freedom to choose the grammar or the language they want to use. And the teacher can't predict which grammar structure students will use because they are free to choose. They don't have a problem with the form. They don't have a problem with the meaning of the grammar structure. So now you are free to use the grammar structure you want, the language you want to use in this activity. And we have a great opportunity to personalize, to talk about themselves in a great way. It's all about personalization. And they can integrate what they have already learned into the new knowledge or the new lesson. Okay, so it's free practice activity. Okay, it's all about the learner. Okay, we have some examples about free practice activities. Information gap. Information gap, when students, it can be 2 or 3 students, 2 or more students have pieces of information and they have to work together to complete the whole thing. Okay, for example, I have a text about famous character like Mo Salah, for example, and I want to complete this text with the help of our other students, not the teacher. Okay, so we work together, ask each other questions. For example, when was he born? He will tell me because he had this piece of information. He was born in, and I write down this piece of information. So I have different information from my friend or my colleague in the classroom, and we will work together to help each other to complete the whole thing. This is information gap activity. So I have, for example, a text with missing information, and my friend, my colleague, have a text with different missing information, okay? Not the same missing information. So I know when was he born, but I don't know how many goals he scored. My friend know how many goals he scored, but he doesn't know when was he born. So we work together, ask each other questions to complete the information, okay? And this can be closed when students can use only specific language item, for example, the past only, okay? Open, the student can use a range of language items, past, present, perfect, future. We can use direct, indirect. We can use direct and indirect and passive, okay? So when I focus only on just one grammar item, this is closed. But when I focus on more than one grammar item, this is open. And it's really enjoyable because I did that before. Students sit back to back like that, and they ask each other according to the text they have. So they ask each other to complete the missing information. At the end, they have a complete text, for example, about Muhammad Salah, okay? And it's up to you to prepare this activity. It can be, it's about only one grammar structure or more than one grammar structure, okay? This is information gap activity. Other free practice activities, role play. Here, students make up a dialogue. I don't give them a dialogue. They make up a dialogue, for example, between doctor and patient, between a police officer and a foreigner, for example, okay? Debates, for example, to compare between two things. What do you think, which is better, email or letter? And tell me why, okay? Mobile phone or home phone, which is better? Here we have a debate. Of course, we can't predict the language they will use. This is free practice activities. I give them the topic and they will go and do it. Discussions, composing and telling stories, creating videos. For example, to create a video about your daily routine. So we'll create a video about that. Create video, for example, about schools, about holidays, about, for example, your birthday. So here they will create a video and you can't predict the language they will use. This is free practice activity. So all about personalization, integrated what they have already learned with the new one, the new lesson or the new grammar structure, they can express themselves. This is free practice activities. I do these activities when I'm sure that my students don't have a problem with the form, don't have a problem with the meaning. They can use the grammar practice activities in a productive way. I mean, writing and speaking, okay? This is free practice activity. And as I said before, it's difficult to begin with free practice activity because it needs the students who have already mastered the form and they fully understood the meaning, okay? So this is free practice activities, okay? So any questions so far about the three types of practice activity: controlled, guided, and free? Okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any activities? Sorry, any questions?
No.
Okay.
No, that's a great. Hope to apply it soon.
Okay. Thank you, Alia. If you have a question, you can type it in the chat box if you don't want to speak. Okay. Before moving to the next slide, I'd like to revise what we have already done, okay? So let's share. The more we share, the more we have. So tell me what the idea that you admire most in the session, something you like most, something you feel that yes, I want to try this in my classroom, something you like. What do you think about this session today? Quickly, we talked about the first point. We talked about the dimensions of grammar, form, meaning and use. We talked about effective presentation. How can I make my presentation effective while teaching grammar? And the component of presentation, if you remember. We talked also about the approaches, deductive and inductive. and we talked about the activities, types of grammar activities. So if you want to share anything, any idea that you like, Manar, for example, inductive and deductive approaches. Okay, so tell me any idea you like in this session. We have just 4 minutes. I'd like to share what you like in this session today. Something you like? The activities. Alia said the activities. Controlled, guided, and free. Okay, which activity do you like most, Alia? And Noha said the types of activities. Okay. Okay, if you want to share anything about today's session. We have 3 minutes only. Okay. Okay. We have something in the chat box. The activities and the ways of teaching grammar. Okay. I'll try and apply more than one, inshallah. Inshallah, Aliya. Inshallah, you will be back soon, inshallah. Okay. Thanks a lot for your time. And if you have any questions, you can send it on our WhatsApp group or the Padlet link as you like. Many thanks for your time. Inshallah, we will meet again soon, inshallah. If you want to discuss any topic related to grammar or anything else, you can send it on our mentoring group, because inshallah, so welcome Alia, and so welcome Noha. Inshallah, we will have more than one session next weeks, inshallah, bi'Iznillah. So if you want to discuss any topic, just send it on our mentoring group.
Thank you.
Raghda? Raghda?
I'd like to thank you a lot, Ms. Hanae. You did an exceptional work.
So welcome.
You have a great. Yes, I can't say any word that express my appreciation for your great work.
You are most
أنت
welcome.
رائعة. You are مبدعة خطيرة.
شكرا يا رغدة.
Yes,
Thank
God
you.
bless you and may Allah bless your work.
You too and more إن شاء الله.
بجد يعني ما فيش حاجة بتعمليها عادية بطريقة عادية، دايما بتعمليها بطريقة استثنائية.
يعني إن شاء الله. شكرا يا رغدة، مش عارفة
May Allah bless your work.
You too and more. أنا اللي بشكركم خالص. Thanks for your time. And إن شاء الله, because يعني the schedule or the next sessions, it's up to you. So please, if you have any topic you want us to discuss together, just send it on our mentoring group, inshallah, and promise the next weeks, inshallah, we will have more than one session. It's up to your suggestions. So please take it seriously. So send me any topic you want us to discuss it together, related to grammar or not only grammar, other topics you want us to do that together, inshallah. بإذن inshallah, we will have other sessions. So waiting for your suggestions, okay, inshallah. And if you have any questions, just
I can suggest.
رغدة, yeah.
Okay, Miss Hannah, أنا ممكن أقترح أنواع التقويم, types of assessments.
Assessment, yes, okay. Inshallah, we will do that together بإذن الله as soon as possible.